Hey, welcome back to the Club Junkies. What's in the bag for Thursday Night League? And we are on week 4. It is crazy. This is a 20-week league, and next week will be a quarter of the way through it, which is insane. I feel like we just started. But last week, week 3, played pretty well, shot 38. Didn't feel as comfortable getting it around. I kind of hit some pretty wayward shots. Ended up getting out of it fairly well, coming away with just bogeys. No doubles on the card. Had four bogeys and 1 birdie, so not a bad night. Hit it decent, hit some good shots, followed by some bad shots. Things that work well. The Dan Carraher prototype putter was really good. That thing just feels and sounds fantastic. The weighting on it, the face wants to pull itself through the ball. It always stays square, and I putted really well. While I didn't make anything long or anything crazy, I never had a putt that I was stressing the comeback. It was always a foot or even closer, and it was just super consistent all day. I honestly was hitting the ball a little bit fast because it rained all day, and I thought the greens were going to be really slow, and they weren't. They were actually pretty quick. So the putter worked really well. I thought that combo was fantastic. Driver was pretty good. I only hit it on 6 and hit it on 8. On 6, I didn't hit it bad. It hit the line I wanted to hit. It went dead straight. I just didn't hit it high enough. I kind of hit a low shot, and it caught just the top lip of this bunker and put myself against the lip. So I had to punch out, made bogey on 6. But then on 8, smashed a nice draw right down there, sitting in the fairway. It was perfect. And then 3-wood, same thing, much like a couple weeks ago when I hit a great 3-wood off the deck after topping my drive. This one here, I had I think it was 239 center, slight into the wind was coming across, and just rocketed one. Made it onto the green, just missed the eagle putt, tap in for birdie, but actually hit it to the front of the green on there into the wind, which for me is a very good shot. 3-wood off the deck, never left the center of the green. It was really, really good. The irons at TC202 Muras were really solid as well. Only had 1 shot that actually came up. It was the first par 3, which is the 5th hole. I took a little extra club because it was a little into the wind, and the previous hole I hit a great shot to a back pin by taking 1 extra club, and then I walked over the next hole, took 1 extra club as well, and it came up way short. I kind of got it up into the air. It drew a little bit and just came up short of the green. I was a little bit shocked at that one. I thought I hit that one really well, and it would have at least made it onto the putting surface, but ended up making a bogey there. Hit a good chip, but just missed the putt. So overall, played really well with that. Wedges were pretty solid. Didn't have any flubbed or chunk wedge shots, so those played really well. But overall, just a really solid day out there. And like I said, the mistakes I made, I was able to kind of make up for them and shoot 38. So not a bad day. This week is supposed to be better weather. Not supposed to get any rain or anything like that. So we should have some better weather this week. So for week 4, we're going to jump into what's in the bag, and we're going to start at the top, of course. So we're going to roll with, this week, we're going to go with the TaylorMade Qi35 LS. So the low spin model, I love what they did with this driver. I think they made it much more playable over the Qi10 LS. The 3 movable weights are fantastic. I'm going heavyweight in the back to keep the forgiveness, add a little bit of launch, and add a little bit of spin, because for me, that's kind of what I need. I got fit kind of for one of these out of the TaylorMade Kingdom end of last year when they were kind of before the launch of it, and got fit in actually an LS head 10.5 with a Ventus black in there. So it was hitting that thing really well. Be fun to hit this out of the course. So going Qi35 LS 10.5, and shaft in this one, we're going with the Aretera EC1. This is the gray, so 65X. I know, X, people always ask. But yes, this is the gray one. So this has got the little stiffer tip section in it. Between this one and blue, that's the big difference, little stiffer tip. I believe it's like 10% stiffer. But overall, this shaft here, this one and the blue one, really solid, really smooth. Now, Aretera doesn't label this as like lower launch or mid launch for blue or anything like that. But for me, I have found this launch just a little bit lower, but extremely consistent, very accurate, and a really stable feeling shaft. So should be a pretty good combo out there, I think. Again, we're playing the back 9, so we're going to hit a few more drivers. So I'll hit it on 10, 11, depending on the wind, and then the par 5, 13th, and then we'll play it on 16, probably 17. So we'll get about 4 drivers in there. So hitting it a little bit more this week. Now, first, we're going to go fairway wood, and this one here, we're going to bust out a guy from last year, but still current. This is going to be the Titleist GT2. Now, this is the 16.5 degree, so this is like the 4-wood head or the high lofted 3-wood. And this one here, the hosel is set to D1, so a little bit lower. So this is playing a little over 15 and a half, or a little bit over 15 and a half degrees. I think it's 15 and 3/4, so just about 16 degrees. This, again, I got fit for out at TPI when GT series first came out, and we found this head to be really, really good. So this is the forward head turned down just slightly, and this one it's a great blend of forgiveness, distance, looks on it are great. And the funny thing is, when I first got it, I didn't fall in love with it right away. Went on a guy's golf trip, had it in the bag, and hit a few shots off the deck that were just like, whoa, here it is. I figured it out, and have liked it ever since. So this is just a great 3-wood here. Love the shaping of it. Titleist always nails that. Sound and feel is always really good. But this one here is just an easy one to get off the deck with the added loft. It's got a deep enough face, still hit it off the tee, and the ball speeds are really fast on it. So really great head there. This is shafted up with a Graphite design Tour AD CQ7 stiff. So this is kind of their higher launching shaft. It's got kind of a firmer handle section, soft tip, but it launches high. They claim it's kind of, I think, like low mid spin or mid spin. For me, it tends to be a little bit more mid spin. But this thing here, again, helps elevate the ball, especially off the deck, get it high in the air, and get some extra distance, and even have it land a little bit softer. I mean, I don't stop this thing on the green or anything, but it does land a little bit softer with a little better distance control. So GT2 16.5 with the Graphite design Tour AD CQ7 stiff will be 3-wood this or 4-wood, whatever you want to call it, this week. The next club, we are going to move into a 7-wood. I know I carry 7-wood a lot. I almost put a hybrid in, and I might do it next week when we play the front 9 because I think it fits better for that 9. I probably will put the other hybrid in. You'll see what it is next week. But we're going to go with the Ping G440 Max 7-wood. I put the G430 Max 7-wood all last year, and actually past like 2 years, and really loved it. Really, really good, super easy to hit, goes high, forgiving, all that. And then just G440 indoor so far has been the same thing. We'll see if it gets to outdoor as well. But G440 Max, a 21-degree head, and this one I've set it down 1 degree and flat. So a little bit flat, down 1 degree. This is the same setting I had in the G430 Max when I played it last year. But this head is just, I mean, I've had a bunch of 7-woods, and while some of them may have a little better ball speed than this has in terms of like the Callaway Elyte and the Qi35 Tour from TaylorMade, they've kind of got better ball speed. This one here just goes straight, and it's just consistent. It's just over and over again, repeatable. And I'll take a couple few yards on this to just go straight and high. But a really good 7-wood here. This is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus TR Blue 8 stiff. This is a shaft that I've really liked in 7-wood. I've actually got another shaft, same shaft, in a Qi35 Tour 7-wood. But this one here, again, good mid-launch, low-spin shaft. It's a little bit lower spinning than the traditional blue for me, so putting it in a higher lofted head that's generating more spin, it just works out really well. So this combo's been really solid. I also like the TR Blue for having this kind of stiffer handle section. The regular blue is a little bit softer. I get a little quick, and this one I feel like is just a little bit tighter. I have a little bit more control over it. So a little better shaft to fit my game, but that is going to be 7-wood. All right, then we're going to move into 4-iron, which is not going to be a 4-iron. It's going to be hybrid as usual. And this week it's a hybrid that I've been really kind of excited to try, and so excited that I'm actually reshafting it, and it's not even gripped yet. So, but we are going to go with the Callaway Elyte. So the standard Elyte hybrid. This is the standard 4 hybrid, which is 22 degrees, which is probably a little bit strong, especially with how hot the Elyte faces are. So this one on this new OptiFit 4 adapter, I've got it set to +1 and flat. So it's going to be playing 23 degrees, a little bit flat, and the heavy weight is out in the toe. So it should be kind of a neutral ball flight. So it should be very good with reducing some draw and hitting pretty straight shots. But I love the shape of this thing. Just what they've done. The shaping on this thing is really solid. It just fits my eye really well. I love the transition from hosel into face. It's not too, the face isn't too far forward in front of the hosel. It just looks really good. The matte black is clean, and I think size-wise, it's a slight bit on the bigger side, but it still looks really good even at the 4 position. So excited to try this one out. Like I said, I've really been excited to. And then for shaft, I honestly just put a brand new shaft in it. As you can see, there's no grip on it yet. I cut it down. It's ready to go. I'm planning to get a 1/4 inch short, so instead of 40 inches, it's 39 and 3/4. So I've got to throw a grip on it here in just a little bit, but I will throw a grip on it before I go play. So this is the brand new Fujikura Ventus HB Red. This is a 9X, which is a little bit stouter than I typically play. So instead of tipping at the 1/2 inch like they say in a 4, I left it untipped. So it's going to play a little bit softer. But this thing here, I'm really excited for this profile. A little firmer handle and then softer tip section. I love red and woods. It helps get that ball up in the air, but it's still tight and controlled. And from what I've heard for some friends, this thing is really, really good in the hybrid. This is a profile I kind of wish they had with the original Ventus HB line, but we've got it now. So super excited to try this one out. And yeah, I'll throw a grip on it to go, but this should be a really good combo. Downside is in the back nine. I don't see where I hit this a ton, maybe on 15 and maybe off the tee on 9, depending on wind, but that's typically a 7 wood. So not a ton of shots for this one out there, I don't think, but if it does, I'm really excited to hit it because I think it's going to be a really, really solid combo. But that will be the 4-iron there. Now for irons, we've got a brand new set of irons. They literally just showed up last week. I've hit them on my mat outside a little bit. Super impressed so far with how they're going there. So we'll see how they go on the course. I really like the Miuras, the TC202s. So I figured, why not? Let's go 2 weeks in a row with some Japanese forged irons. This is the new Epon AF307. So these are brand new out. The 307 just came out. Some new technology in this that kind of revised a little bit of the shaping, a little longer blade length, slightly shallower face height compared to a lot of other forged cavity backs. But this one here, they co-forge in some tungsten out in the toe and back in the heel and the hosel area to kind of make this thing a little bit more stable and to get that CG just right. But love the kind of tri-sole design with the pre-worn leading edge, some trailing edge relief. It should get through the turf really well without digging too much. And to be honest, hitting it in my, on my mat with a launch monitor, really impressed so far with the ball speed on this because it isn't a hollow body, thin-faced iron that's meant for speed. But it seems to have a little bit of speed, and it has a little bit of distance, so that'll be really interesting. It feels fantastic. It's super soft. But this set here, I'm going to play 5 through pitching wedge, and I think it's going to perform really well. So I was talking to the guys at Epon. They told me about it a couple weeks ago and sent me this set built up. So really excited to get these out there. But these should be a really, really good set of irons. And they also did something with the grooves. They did some like laser etching on here, some laser milling, and it's supposed to offer basically better spin control in wet and dry conditions. So less variance of spin between wet and dry. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. And these are shafted up with the brand new Nippon Modus Tour 110 stiffs. So this is a brand new 110s. So a little softer handle section, really stiff midsection, little slightly more active tip, kind of a unique profile in terms of an iron shaft. But I was hitting these in my Blueprint S's when I got the set of shafts. And I kind of like them. And in this set, I like them a lot as well. So going to be interesting to see what the ball flight's like. Is it closer to 120? Is it closer to 115? I think it's going to be kind of different. So excited to hit these out there and see how they feel. They're, of course, very smooth, but we'll see how the ball flight looks. And then these also have some Epon branded Iomics on here, which at first when I grabbed them out of the box, I was like, man, they're kind of thin. I wish they had an extra wrap or whatever. The more I've hit them, the more I kind of miss Iomic. I know that they were the rage a while ago, but I kind of see why we all loved them. They're a great feeling grip. They're tacky without being too tacky. But I think those Epon 2.3s, those sticky 2.3s with an extra wrap could be really good. But that's going to be 5 through pitching wedge, the Epon AF307s. And now we're moving to wedges. Wedge is going to be kind of a little bit of a mix because I don't have a gap wedge for 2 of them. But gap wedge, I'm going to go with, I know I always usually put the SM10 in. That's just kind of the gap wedge that gets thrown in a lot. But this time we're going to go with the RTX6. Previous gen Cleveland RTX6, 50 degree. This is a 50 midsole, 10 degrees of bounce. And just a great gap wedge. I mean, this thing came out, what is it, 2 years ago or whatever. Really solid, good spin. I like that you can play it around the green. It's still pretty aggressive with the spin there, but a good solid, full shot club as well. The sole on it, pretty much the full sole, good for square shots, and again, full shots out of the fairway. So just a good old classic, 50 degree, 10 degrees of bounce, a little more bounce than the 08 on the F grind that I have there. So we'll go with this bad boy, throw it back in the bag, give it another little run. This is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue Spinner Wedge shaft. So the stock shaft that came in it, nothing too fancy there. This is kind of I feel like a little bit of a higher launching, a little bit spinnier shaft compared to, the other Dynamic Gold like S400, but it does the job and it's pretty darn good. So the next wedge for sand wedge, we are going to go with the Ping S159. This is the 56 H grind, so 10 degrees of bounce, a little bit of trailing edge, heel and toe trailing edge relief there, so you can kind of open the face, play a little higher lofted shot, leading edge stays down, but I feel like when you play it square, it plays a little bit more bounce than 10 degrees. But these things here, I think, spin really well. Personally, these are the best looking wedges Ping has ever made, but I think they perform really well. The tight groove spacing on there offers some good spin, whether out of the rough, whether off the fairway. and they're pretty good feeling when you strike them center. When you get them off center a little bit, they do get a little clicky, but a really good performing wedge. I love the look of it. I think Ping did a great job with this set of wedges. So this will be the sand wedge, and this is shafted up with the Ping ZZ115, which is made by Nippon, and I think it's probably kind of close to the Modus 115, but a good shaft there, nice smooth feel to it. Offers a pretty mid to slightly mid-high flight, so pretty good. And then it's got this unique kind of Ping grip on here that's extra long. I think it's like an extra half inch or something like that long. So when you choke up around the greens to play like little pitch shots or chip shots, you still have a decent amount of grip there, which I know this is done before. This isn't a new concept, but I think it's kind of cool. And for my sand wedge, it's kind of nice because I do hit some different shots and choke down on it a little bit. So I do find it useful in that. Now for lob wedge, we're going to go with its matching brother. This is going to be Ping S159 lob wedge. This is the 60B grind, which is only 6 degrees of bounce, but it's got a fairly wide sole. When you look at this thing, so it's kind of in a sense kind of like a low bounce K, where you have a wide sole, not a lot of bounce, but I love that. The thing I like about this is that playing it square, you can kind of like throw it into the turf and it doesn't want to dig. And if, when it gets into that turf, it just hits and kind of bounces out. And you just don't get that kind of heavy dig that you get with some low bounce wedges. So now, yes, when you open the face up a ton, the leading edge is going to come off the ground a little bit, but I don't play super high flop shots that often. And when I do, it is kind of a coin flip if it's going to turn out well, regardless of the bounce. But this one here, I think is a great one if you're someone who plays a lot of 60s out of the bunker, you want a little help there, where you play in a little bit softer conditions and you don't open the face a ton. I think this is a great option. And that's kind of my game a little bit. I'm going to decent out of the bunker, but having something where you're soft conditions and all that. But this thing, again, like the 56, spins really well. I think it's really consistent in terms of spin. Shaft wise on this, same thing, Ping ZZ115, so matching there, and that matching extra long grip. So like I said, I had these last year. I played them a decent amount, and I think they're really, really good wedges. So excited to put those back in the bag this week. And then for putter, we are not going to go zero torque. I know we went zero torque the past 2 weeks. We're going to go back to a traditional putter, and very traditional we're going with the Kevin Burns 9306 2.0. So this is kind of a, in a sense, Answer 2 style. It's got the more squared off bumpers, more squared off shape. I think Kevin Burns did an absolute phenomenal job with the milling on this thing. Even the top line has little lines through it and all that. The round edges on it are all milled. I guess they do almost no hand polishing afterwards, and just like the actual curves and everything on this thing that are all milled are just absolutely fantastic. So when I remember when I pulled this thing out of the head cover when I first got it last year, and I was just super impressed with the quality of how this thing is milled. Little lead tape on the bottom to make it a touch bit heavier. I just reshafted this, and the head is 366 grams, so a little bit heavier, but I play this thing short at 33 inches, and just a single flange sight line on the back. Big story on this putter, it has the diamond groove face. This is the diamond groove face. I think Kevin Burns said this face alone takes like an extra 60 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever just to mill the face. It's just made up of a ton of little pyramids, little triangles, and it offers really good roll, really soft feel, and just a great putter overall. Now it's interesting, this putter used to have a graphite shaft in it. I actually just switched out to the original steel with the Burns Iomic grip on it. And yeah, for whatever reason, I think just the lighter weight of the graphite shaft that was in here, it was only like a 100-gram shaft, to this really brings this thing back. So this is one of the only putters I have in terms of ones that I use regularly that has a steel shaft in it. And this thing just through the stroke feels a lot better. So excited to play this thing and get it back in the bag. I haven't played it this year yet, and it's just a great putter in terms of sound, feel, and everything. And yeah, we'll see how this thing goes. So that's going to be that. With ball, we're going to go the brand new 2025 Srixon Z-Star Diamond. Now, this is a ball that when the Z-Star Diamond first came out, I didn't necessarily get along with it that well. I think I just overspun it a little bit, but I want to see what the new one's like. My swing's changed slightly since the last time I played this ball, so I want to see how it goes. But this one here, I think it offers kind of flight like XV, but it has just maybe a touch more spin around the green, a little bit lower off the driver. But it's a really good ball, and it's the one a few guys on tour play. But I want to try it again. This is the brand new 2025 one, so excited to try it again and give it another shot out there because, like I said, the last time I played it when it came out, we didn't get along as well. So we're gonna do that, and then rangefinder, we're gonna switch that up again as well. I'm going back to my old trusty guy, the old Nikon Cool Shot Pro 2 stabilized. I love the stabilization of this thing. When you have like a 200-yard shot, it's so perfectly still, and you can easily shoot the flag. So when I go to rangefinders that don't have stabilization, I do kind of miss it because this is so good, and the red LED or LCD screen is easy to read. So only downside to this one, no, it doesn't have a magnet, which is the only bummer. But talking to the guys at Nikon, they were like, well, the gyroscope in here for stabilization gets messed up when you put a magnet on it, so that's why it doesn't have one. So it's fine. On my push cart, when I'm on my Moto Caddy, it's attached there. I just pull it out of the little bag and shoot my number. So that is what's in the bag for week 4 of Thursday Night League. And yeah, we'll see how it goes and check back next week when I'll give you a rundown of how we play today and also what's going in the bag for week 5.